Hey, as promised, I am sending a video recording of what I do in Photoshop. So I'm going to show you, this is Photoshop 24. This is our newest version. I've just started using it. It uses AI, and I'm just going to show you. Okay, I'm going to go through the process, and you can repeat it if you decide to use this. I think it's pretty amazing. Okay, so let's go. So I opened the image. Um, I took one, and you can see. I mean, this is pretty bad. But what I'll do is I'm gonna go first with the process of using AI, and I'm gonna see what else I need, and if it's too much, I'll go back and do certain things. Okay, so let's go with the AI part of Photoshop. So it's in Filter right here on top, and you go to the neural filter that you can see right here. From the neural filter, you're going to, so you can see the photo, it says the skin. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom to photo restoration. And it usually always does a little too much, but you're going to see how quick it does it. So you can decide. So I'm going to go right now. It's selected, but it's not active. So I got to click this little button right here to make it active. You can see it's starting processing on the device. Photo enhancement, enhance face, scratch reduction. So scratch reduction was not selected. It's at 0. So I'm going to bring it up a little bit. I don't know. Let's go to 20. And this definitely needs it. And now it's reprocessing. You can see here on the bottom, it's reprocessing, and we're going to see what it does. So let's wait. It definitely takes some time. And the output, you can see, is on current layer. So I'm going to change that to new layer. No matter what, I want this to be on a new layer. I don't want a current layer to be affected. Let me zoom in and see if this. Let me go on the loop and see. And you can see there's some stuff here that's a little much. But I mean, the background is very good. I mean, there's definitely some things, but I would have to, right now I could move with this and then see what needs to be adjusted and what doesn't. Okay, so and you can see the face got a little screwed up. I'm not going to worry about it. The ear got screwed up a little bit too. So before I do it, I'm going to maybe lower from maybe 20 to 12, and you can see it's going to reprocess the image. And so I'm sorry for the delay. The computer may just so let me just go with this and see what the deal, because some of the stuff I can do. So I'm going to click OK. Just remember, before you do OK, just make sure that you click new layer. So I'm going to click OK. I have new layer. The work is okay. I think this could be an issue, but I'll fix it in a minute. And then this stuff, but again, I'll fix it in a minute. Okay, so let's click OK. It's going to process the work, and you can see I have two layers, and so the two layers. The idea is easy for me to work because it's kind of non-destructive, and you can see the difference is pretty amazing. But I don't like what it did to the face. Everything else seems to be okay. The outfit's fine. The trucks, let's see what the trucks. Yeah, you can see the trucks gets a little crazy in this area. Sorry, in this area gets crazy. Let's see, with and without. Oh, I moved the sorry, I moved the okay, so sorry, that's something your filter layer visibility. Okay, good. We should be okay now. For some reason feels like it moved. It should be exactly, yes, so it's exactly the same. So it'll be easy for me actually to fix this, and whatever is not working. So I mean, all of this area is fine. There's a little bit more work here. Let's see without it what it looks like. So basically what I'm doing, I'm using the eye to show me the initial layer, the background layer, which is locked, and then the updated layer. And a lot of it is it's pretty good. So now let's do, definitely this is a problem. So how am I going to deal with this? So honestly, this is the way I do it. I create a mask, which a mask is, just think of it as a filter that will block off certain areas. So the mask is right here. This is a little square with a circle inside. So I'm going to click. Again, I got to make sure that this top layer is selected, and I'm going to create a mask. Nothing happens at this point. So I'm going to take a brush, my brush right here. My brush is either too big or too small. So yeah, it's too big. So I'm going to make it small. And I'm going to paint with black color. My brush is right here, and right now it's at 100%. So I'm actually going to make it a little smaller, and you can see. So now we're getting back, but honestly, so I'm gonna remove that last step. So honestly, this is actually pretty good. I mean, okay. So what am I gonna do? So let me just deal with the face first. So I'm gonna create a new layer. So basically, I'm trying to do this process in a non-destructive manner. Non-destructive meaning when I save, I can go back to the photograph and just change it. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to go back to where my layers are, right here. So right here. And I'm going to go to the little plus icon, and I'm going to add a new layer. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the healing brush right here. The healing brush, spot healing brush. That's the first tool. You have a bunch of tools on this one. That's the one I want, okay? And basically what the healing brush does is it selects the points closest to the area and creates and makes it up. Okay, so for instance, I want this white line to disappear, and I use the brush. It selects all the points next to it and calculates. And so now we don't want this to appear. We're gonna fix this. I mean, at this point you can see this is, I want this face, Sonchi's face, to be a little smoother. I think this is pretty good, but we're gonna make sure that his mustache looks pretty even everywhere. So the next thing I would do is, you can see there's a little like white on his eyes, there's a little bit of white. So this is super easy because you just go like this. And if you screw up, especially when you start, you can just go back and erase it. So I would go back to right here, erase, and say, okay, well, I kind of screwed up, so I'm going to erase, okay? In this case, I didn't. And I'm going to go over this image before I move too far. And I'm just going to do all these. And then I'm going to do the clone stamp, but let's do the healing brush. So I'm gonna go back. The healing brush is really like, you can see I'm not going crazy. This doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna make my brush bigger, just get rid of this. It's very, very fast. There's a lot of stuff here, but you can see and all this, anything that I do that I don't like, especially when I go to the clone stamp, will be very easy to correct if I don't like it. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna go this way. This way, I'm doing this. All these, as soon as it's too close to something like this, from gray to white, I don't bother with the healing brush. I just go with the clone stamp, which we'll see in a second. So this is pretty good. My brush is a little too big here for this, so I'm gonna go and make it smaller. So to make it smaller, you can go right here at the beginning. I use the left bracket or right bracket on my keyboard. Usually that's just a shortcut, just to save me. I think this is fine. I mean, it's a huge improvement, and something that's, if it still needs work, can always come back to it. And you can see I'm not very like super like careful. I'll make it a little bigger, and then I'll make this a little cleaner. This is okay. It's a grass, and I think I'm not gonna touch this. And then I'll check with Michael, most likely, to see if he wants me to crop. But I mean, at this point, we're in a good ballpark. Okay. So I'm going to show you what happens if I go too close. It takes the white. So I'm going to go and I'm going to use a stamp. The stamp is right here. That's a clone stamp. Clone stamp. Usually the S is a shortcut. That's what I use. And again, I use the left bracket. I'm going to make it smaller. And at that point, I'm going to click Option on my Mac. And I think it's... I have no idea what it is on a PC. So I'm going to click Option. I have no idea. I think it's Control. And then basically I pick... So how the clone stamp works, you click Option and pick an area, and then the clone stamp is going to pick from the area that you selected. So right now I'm at 50%. I'm going to go up to 80%, and I can go quicker on this stuff. And you can see it does a really nice job. That if I did with the... So here is an area that I could not do because it's too close. So I'm going to make my brush much smaller, and I'll do the face, and I'm going to clean this up. Now I want Sanchi's face to be a little smoother. So let me try, and I want to be able to be a little more pronounced. I have to kind of make it up, because honestly, and you can, if you notice, I keep changing. So I click Option and I keep going. So now I'm going to go from this side, and I'm going to bring the beard up. I mean, it's far from perfect, but it's a big improvement. Let's see where we started. So we started, actually, what it did, these are the lips, and this is a shadow. And, well, I mean, it does seem like a shadow still. So would actually pretty good. So I'm just going to go around, make that beard a little bigger. One of the things that I believe is an issue is my brush is too soft on the edges. But let's look at this. So I mean, this is where we started. Okay, and this is the upgrade with that, and then this is the upgrade. So I think this is a huge improvement. There is something here that I like to do, so I'm going to go with this, with the healing brush. Okay, and then you can see I have this line doesn't make sense. Boom, that was fixed. I'm going to make something so just so it doesn't attract your eye, and I think that's basically it. I'll get rid of these. I mean, even though I may end up cropping it, so anyway, let me see where we are, but that's a good start if you want to play with this. If you want me to help you a little more, so I'm going to go back to my my clone stamp. S is a shortcut, and I'm going to pick from here, clicking my option. And you can see this is something that I made a mistake. I went too far, so I'm going to erase, and then I'm going to go back to clone stamp. I'm going to make it clean, you know, so I'll pick from the top here and just go. And I think at this point, the image looks great, and I would pass that on to Michael. Any improvement I could do later. Okay? Also, just remember, you don't want to look at your image at, you know, first check it out at 100%. And that's where it should be. So once you look at it at 800%, you can decide, well, this is the way it goes. Okay, I'll show you on another image how I sharpen, but that's a good start. Okay, thanks.